Now the Marquee tool, or tools, because there are more than one, are just several in the myriad ways you can make a selection. Now located right here, it's the second tool on the toolbar from the top. You simply click on it, and if you hold down the cursor, you will see there are 4 selections. Now the top 2 are the ones that you're going to use 99% of the time. The single row Marquee tool and the single column represent 1 pixel wide single lines, which you can also do down here with the brush tool, but be that as it may, they're here. So we'll start with the rectangular Marquee tool, and all you do is hold down the shift key, left click, and hold it down to drag it in order for it to be a perfect square. If you'd like to vary the dimensions and the aspect ratio, then you would do it this way. And let's deselect and start again, and you just simply draw and move it around however you want it to be. Now, of course, you can do this on top of an existing layer, in which case you can come up to Image, Adjustments, Curves, and you can change any of the things within the selection. Okay. If you'd like to isolate the selection in its own layer, hit Control J, and that will automatically place the selection in its own layer. Where you might want to do work on it that involves drop shadows or special effects or blend modes or what have you. So there's that option. And then of course there's also what you can do by drawing a selection on a blank layer, and you simply click on it to create a blank layer, and then you want to draw a selection on the blank layer and then possibly fill it with paint, and we can come click on this and come down and find a nice color, which we have a gold color there. Click on it, and there we have it. And then from there, of course, we can take this out, go up here, maybe mess around with the blend modes in some way to add a special effect to an image. So there's different ways that you can use the rectangular, or what we call the Marquee selection tool here. And everything I've shown you on the rectangular Marquee tool is also applicable to the elliptical, just a difference between squares or rectangles and ellipses, such as circles or ovals or what have you. Now you can also vary the feathering, which means we have a very hard border right here on this selection. But if we come up here and we go, let's feather this 10 pixels, and then we draw another selection, and let's do that here, and I'm going to clean this up just a little bit, and let's clean this and go back to drawing directly on the layer. So we've drawn the circle here, and if we want to isolate it on its own layer, we simply hit Control J, and then when we turn off the other layers, we can see the feathering that occurred on the edge of the selection. And of course we can go back using our history panel, and let's feather this more. Let's go to 30 pixels, and let's see, let's come over to the layers, pick this layer, go like that, and hit Control J to put it on its own layer, and we can see a pronounced feathered edge on that, so you can adjust how that blends into the rest of the image. And also anti-aliases, and of course we have the ratio or size choices available to you under Style. So there you have the Marquee tool, just another way to make a selection in a lot of different ways.